Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review of Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 14, called Country Chaos. Chaos. Alright, so we start off with the couples. They're packing up to go to the ranch couples retreat thing, that they always do a trip towards the end of the season for every season for the couples. Johnny and Bao are still not doing well. What else is new? Bao says she's not excited about reconnecting with Johnny. I mean, I guess that's kind of new, but it's just like, girl, we not excited about y'all reconnecting either. We're just ready for y'all to be done. Zach said him and Mckayla resolved their issues and they're going to move on, but he still wants an apology from Michaela. It's probably not going to happen unless if you ask her for that apology, Zach. I mean, you seen what happened last time when she done flipped out with you with the Clorox boxes and stuff. So, as far as, why are we still doing this? Why are we still doing this? Why are we still, okay. So I guess everybody's driving to the retreat, whatnot. So Brett's trying to talk to Ryan on the drive. He ain't saying nothing. He's tuning her out, his eyes shifting left and right, looking at the side view mirror and whatnot. Like, I don't know what the hell he was looking at, but he was just like this is literally him throughout the whole drive. Looking from the road to from the front of the car window, whatever, to the side rear view mirror, the side view mirror. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say. So he tuning her out. He not even saying nothing. She even brings up the conversation of her talking with his sister and how he might be a little distracted from probably somebody from the past and whatnot. And he just, gets a little defensive. And because Brett even makes mention that, okay, he's talking to everybody else about how he's feeling about Brett, but to Brett. And like I said, he's getting defensive and he's just saying his actions are doing a lot of the talking, so he doesn't need to say it out loud. And I wrote as a question, is he a ghoster? Is he a type of person who's used to just like, okay, I'm done with you, so I'm going to move on to the next? Because from him saying his actions have been doing, the speaking for him as opposed to him saying it out loud straight to Brett, I'm just like, okay, that seems like ghost material that you probably are just like, okay, when I'm done with someone, I'm just going to ghost them. But at this point, you're in a marriage, right? So it's kind of a little different from just regular dating. Like, if you're not trying to be with this female, you might as well just tell her. So then you guys could be on both agreements to get that divorce. Ryan, no. So, nothing else to really say about them because, there really isn't ever anything to say about those two. We move on to Michaela. She's over the argument, I guess, but Zach isn't, as he usually says, because he's never, it takes him a while for him to get over some stuff, especially the person didn't apologize to him. And I guess they make a pit stop before getting to the retreat to talk about the issues. And I guess they're still going to try to work on things. They're trying to figure out how to effectively communicate. And at this point, I'm like, how can we, if y'all already not really communicating effectively and you guys continuously have this conversation about communicating effectively and it's not happening, are you guys ever gonna effectively communicate? I don't see it happening, but they're gonna try because for their contractual agreement, I guess. But at this point, I'm over them too. Over this whole cast. But I guess they make up because Zach is trying to make jokes, calling Mckayla the goal, like, oh, just stand right there. And I guess, I don't know if he was trying to take pictures. He's like, let me take a picture real quick. I guess Mckayla likes goats and whatnot. And he confirms, like, okay, we're sleeping in the same bed when we get to the retreat, whatever. And Mckayla agrees. She's like, yeah, we can sleep in the same bed. So Zach is happy. Mckayla's just like, why? And he's just like, because, they have fun when they're in bed. AKA sex. He doesn't say, but come on, I don't got time for y'all to sugarcoat things. Sex. That's what Zach wants, sex. He wants to do the do with Miss Michaela's crazy ass, because, some people do say that crazy puss is the best puss. So, Zach wants to that thing the thing. Okay. Move on. Zach and Michaela are the first to get to the farmhouse, whatnot. It was nice. I mean, it's spacious. It's a farmhouse. What you expect? It's spacious. I like it. It's cute. Whatever. Will I do a farmhouse personally? No. But this is for a retreat and it's free. The bedrooms look nice. Low key, kind of looked a little better than the honeymoon. So that's a little bit of an upgrade for this season, I guess, for the little group trips. And Rachel and Jose get their next. Marilyn and Gil get their third. I don't know why I wrote down in the order of the people coming, but it was something to write, I guess. Marilla stumbles in as they walk into the farmhouse. She got her little high ass wedges on because she still got to look cute with her little low rise jeans and crop top jean jacket. And I'm just like, girl, did y'all know where y'all was going? Because if she knew where they was going, I don't know why she was wearing but maybe she didn't. I don't know. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she didn't know. They even brought Hype with them because I guess something happened with the dog sitter that they bailed on them. So Gil had to bring Hype, but I'm just like, oh, there's a lot of space. It's very spacious. He could go running outside of the farmhouse and stuff. So that's fine, Gil. It is what it is. I lost where I wrote. I lost my notes. Marilla says she's being forced to stay there with other humans. I'm like, Marilla, shut up. I don't want to hear it no more. Nope. This is episode 14. I'm done getting annoyed with you with your shenanigans. I already went off on you at the beginning of the season. Nope. Don't want to hear it. Keep it to yourself. And I don't. Nope. Don't want to hear it. And she's being a little bit of a Debbie Downer. And talking to Gil, saying, she wishes that they were in separate, they each had their own little cabins. And I'm just like, oh, well, too bad, Marilla. You ain't paying for it, so shut up. Nope, don't want to hear. So Johnny and Bao get there next. And Johnny's saying he's a little bit nervous because, sharing a room with Bao and stuff and suggests putting pillows between them. So I'm going to assume, so not only are you guys not having sex no more, but now you're also not sleeping in the same bedroom anymore. So I'm just like, okay, things are really going on the down and down with you two. As it probably should, for the better, for the best. Because Johnny, you ain't shit. So everyone cooks together. I guess they put Bao as the head chef for this cooking shindig. And I guess everybody else wanted to jump in and help. So that's cool. That's cute. Whatever. Ryan and Brett, they get their last. We see Marilla hugging all up on Gil. And I guess maybe she's practicing what Gil suggested when she's feeling uncomfortable and being a Debbie Downer. Just lean on him, hug on him. And, he'll just make everything go away. That's cool. That's cute. This is, we're getting into the episode because a lot of stuff is going to be happening on later on in the episode. So we're just trying to fill this episode a little bit, So everybody sits down after they cook for dinner and Marilla jokes that her and Gil are getting divorced because he don't want 8 kids and she ain't having that. Everybody laughs and just like, whatever. Ryan was like, I knew it. And I'm like, Ryan, shut up. Listen. Normally, I'll be laughing with you, Ryan, but, you be dragging Brett through the mud, not trying to tell her stuff, even though technically you are telling her stuff with your actions, but you just don't want to say it out loud because, both of y'all don't like conflict, which I know something about because I'm kind of the same way, too, but at the same time, look, are we together or not? Because you could be doing other people, I could be doing other people, like, I just need to know. Anywho, so, well, who goes next? Zach and Mckayla said they're good and in a good space. They lied. It's only for those 2 seconds. Johnny and Bao said that things are bumpy. We know that. At least y'all being honest. Unlike Zach and Michaela's ass. Ryan said him and Brett are working through stuff too. So they're bumpy as well. And they are just working on writing the non-existent right. I don't know why I put that note in there, but it's true. They're working to get things better. For what? For why? I don't know. So Michaela and Zach tries to give them advice, Ryan and Brett, and I'm like, what advice? There's no advice to give because you're not even taking your own advice because you're faking the funk for the cameras. Even though it's like, how can you fake the funk when we see, well, we don't see everything, but a gist of everything, I would like to assume and hope. So this advice was lackluster. People on Twitter were just like, ain't no advice to give, man. Y'all was the first to leave the retreat. So okay. We everyone sits around a campfire and the couples get Brett cookies that says Baxter on it and sparklers to spark in honor of Baxter, which was sweet. Brett was very appreciative. Ryan said something to the effect of he wished he could have been better of a comfort to her. And I'm like, oh, Ryan, you could have. Especially you guys had your freaking 1 month anniversary that same day, I think the next day. So why couldn't you have comforted her? I don't know. So for you to just say that, just like, nigga, get off my TV because you just speaking that rah-rah just to seem like you care, but in reality, you really don't. You probably like Baxter more than Brett, to be honest. So Ryan, shut up. I'm over this episode because I'm just trying to get through these little things because obviously later on in the episode we gonna see, we know what done happened. So I'm just trying to get through this. Bear with me. I know this is like, girl, you ain't giving the energy that you usually give, but I'm just like, cause this is not where I'm gonna give my energy. I'm gonna give my energy to crazy ass Mckayla later on in the episode. Bear with me. Yeah. So everyone lights up the sparklers for Baxter, and everybody goes to bed except Brett, Ryan, Bao, and Johnny. And I guess Johnny brings up the question of sleeping in the rooms and which room that Brett and Ryan want. Ryan said Brett and him can sleep in the same bed. They can sleep in the same room. Brett's looking at him like, what? Excuse me? The same room? Why? So then that's when Bao makes it known, oh, there's actually 6 bedrooms. So there's an extra bedroom. And I guess Ryan, puts it on himself to say, oh, me and Johnny could share a room. So then Brett and Bao are like, oh, yeah, we each get our own room. Hell yeah, let's do this. So they get their own room. And Ryan and Johnny talk a little bit before going to bed. Johnny is saying he's going to try to spend as little as time with Bao as he can, so not to cause a argument and stuff and no drama. And what does Ryan say? He said he's trying, but Brett already done checked out. And I'm just like, but you did say in the beginning when you was talking with Brett that you do finally try to check in when that person is starting to check out. So you played yourself in this instance, Ryan. But at the same time, are you really trying, or are you just trying to act like you trying for the cameras? Like, because we already know what it is, Ryan, at this point. You don't gotta fake the funk for us. All y'all trying to fake the funk for us. It's not doing nothing at this point. We're just ready for the season to be over. This is 14 episodes. How many more episodes of this season? I don't know, but I'm just waiting for decision day at this point. It's still 2 weeks, guys. Still 2 weeks until this decision day. 2 weeks. So they rock, paper, scissors to see who's going to get the bed, who's going to get the couch. Johnny wins. So he goes in the bed. Ryan sleeps on the couch. And I'm just like, dang, even on the retreat, sleeping on the couch. In my head, I'm like, it would have made more sense for Bao and Brett to share a room. Well, never mind. Because I'm just thinking about it right now. And I'm just like, the way Brett be having her room, she need her own bed. Because Bao is a neat freak and all that stuff. So, yeah, it was not going to work. Okay, never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm just trying to get through this to get to the good stuff at the end. Okay, so Jose, Rachel, Zach, and Mckayla are playing like Zach in the hole. And, Zach and Mckayla, they lose. So they got to take a shot. And I guess that's when they make tacos for lunch. And I was laughing because there's multiple reviewers that I watch that multiple reviewers and multiple people who watch the reviewers that I watch that makes comments saying Zach's chest hair looks like taco meat. And I'm just like, you know what? I didn't think of that. I didn't say that, he probably needs to brush out his chest hair, but it just look a little coarse to me. Yeah. So when they was making tacos, I immediately just thought to Zach's chest hair, and I'm just like, see, this is what y'all see. This is y'all fault. This is y'all fault. The reviewers that I watch and the people who watch the reviewers that I watch that comment, this is y'all fault because now y'all said it, so now you guys got in my head. Taco meat equals Zach's chest hair. So they make tacos for lunch. They eating tacos. I guess Ryan used to live close by where they were at, so he goes by a burger and whatnot. So he's like, I ain't eating all damn tacos. I'm gonna go to this burger joint that I got. So this is when the girls and the guys, they separate to talk about their issues, and I'm just like, okay, what else is new? I'm not gonna go into word for word of what they said, but pretty much Myrtle looked so uninterested. She had the whole comforter with her on the couch, and she just looked like, I'm just being here to show my face on camera to get this check, but I'm really not listening to what none of y'all have to say. I really just want to take a nap right now, but since I have to interact, I'm just going to be here for the presence part, but not literally, like, I'm physically here, but mentally not here. Okay, that's what she was given. And when we pan over to the guys, Johnny's talking about he's more emotional than he thought he was, and I'm just like, what else is new, Johnny? What else is new? You didn't know you was this emotional before? Or is it just becoming more realization to you because you're on camera now, so you actually have to watch what you do and watch what you say, even though you really don't watch what you do and watch what you say, because you just be going off on Bow. Be just talking shit about her to her face. I mean, at least you're doing it to her face, but at the same time, it's just like, why are you even doing this at all? Like, you could tell someone what it is and be 100% honest with someone without being a jerk. What about being a dickhead? What about without being an asshole? So whatever with him, we don't care about him. Ryan says the issues with him and Brett. And then Zach poses a great question to Ryan saying, well, if you guys were not even in a bed, sleeping in the same bed at home, what makes you think it was gonna be okay to sleep in the same bed in the retreat? Ryan can't answer because they ain't nothing to answer. And he's just like, oh, very good question. Yeah, you think? So I wonder what he's going to say in Unfiltered. So I'll watch that tomorrow. But you think, Ryan? Like, because you're trying to fake the funk for everybody. But we see what happens but outside of being with the couples. So you can't really fake the funk, Ryan, because we see what you be doing to Bray. We see how you be ignoring her and shit. So I don't want to hear from you either, Ryan. I'm over this whole cast. But in this instance, Michaela was talking about her and Zach and all that stuff too and whatnot. But in this instance, Rachel said something too, but I wasn't really okay. But I want to just acknowledge Bao and give her a clapping hand of, a round of applause for knowing her worth and seeing her worth. And she even said it that she's been devaluing herself for Johnny and she's not going to do it anymore. She's not going to take the disrespect. And, Brett is agreeing because Brett's kind of dealing with the same situation too. Not as bad as Bao, but she's still kind of dealing with that with Ryan because, he just, he's doing his actions but not saying it. And we're going to get to them later. But yes, Bao, yes, thank you for acknowledging the fact that you are devaluing yourself for bitch ass Johnny with the little pink shorts. So let's hope you don't go back into that devaluing space. And just listen, you could say whatever. You don't got to be with me, nigga, because I don't want to be with you and your little pink shorts anyway. Okay? Because I'm about to go get me a nice chocolate man called Zach Freeman. Okay? When he, and his little taco meat chest hair. We move on to Gill and Marilla. They go riding horses. And, there was not much to take from this scene other than that, Gill got some strong, thick thigh meat. That's all I took from that, really. And he has a bigger ass than Mirla. He's a fireman. Strong. All right. And once they were done, it looks like Mirla said she had fun, but she wishes the ride was longer and it was on a trail. Gill was just like, so even when you enjoy something, you can't even be happy, you can't even be satisfied with something that you enjoyed. And tells her to stop being a brat and she needs to change. Mirla says she's trying. And I'm like, well, good for you, Mirla. I didn't take this as her being a brat. Surprisingly, because you know I don't like her. But surprising, I didn't really take it. I think she was just saying like, oh yeah, I like the ride. I like riding horses. Because she did say she used to ride horses when she was younger, but she just wishes that the ride was longer than it was and that it was on a trail. I don't really think that was too much of a brat saying it, but if she's already been on one the whole day about complaining, because she's been complaining ever since they got there, I could kind of understand him being like, all right, shut up. Just enjoy what we did have, damn it. So I could get that, but just from the episode so far, I didn't take that as kind of like her being a brat, but at the same time, this is Mckayla we're talking about, so yeah. So we get to Johnny Bao, Ryan and Brett. They go shooting. Ryan is in his element, so he does his little thing. Brett and Johnny, they're the wimps, and they just go like, oh, oh, and then they go sit on the damn golf cart, and they're just leaving it up to Bao and Ryan to do. So Bao tries, and she, she's a little bit of a badass. I'll give her that. And Brett's just like, I don't like sudden loud noises. Guns, balloons. She mentions like two other things, and I'm like, Brett, we know this stuff. You don't do none of all that mess. We know this, Brett. Your anxiety. I don't know what else really to say about that. Moment of silence as the clock ticks away. Yeah. All right, Brett. At this point, I don't care. I don't care. Brett and Johnny talk surprisingly in the golf cart, and Johnny says something. I wasn't paying attention because I could care less what Johnny says at this point. And Brett makes mention that what'd she say? She says her and Ryan are civil and they don't fight. And I'm just like, y'all civil and don't fight because y'all don't even talk. Okay, you talking about we don't fight like you and Balby when she was talking to Johnny, but you don't even talk to have those disagreements and discussions, right? What are you talking about? You don't. Y'all both afraid to even have a confrontation. You guys avoid conflict. Why would you think, oh yeah, we're civil, we don't fight? Not saying that having a disagreement means you're gonna fight, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, what did you like? It would be one thing if you're civil and don't fight if you guys are having disagreements and confronting each other, but you can't even ask him what's his ideal look of marriages. You can't even ask him like, okay, so what is it? Like, are we together or no? You can't even ask him like, are you into me or no? Like, I don't want to hear from you, Brett. Ryan, the same thing. He can't even tell you how he's feeling. But he could tell everybody else, the whole other cast, his own sister, obviously, but the whole cast, probably even the producers, how he's feeling about you. But instead of just saying it to your face. So what did you talk about, Brett? I don't want to hear it. And then I did put a note here saying maybe Bao should have been matched with Ryan and Brett should have been matched with Johnny. I just said that because it just seemed in this instance Johnny and Brett were the wimps of the group, of the little double date, and Ryan and Bao were more of the adventurers. So that's why I put that note there. Do I think they should really be matched together? No, but I think if they went on a date, Brett and Johnny would have more in common, kind of, so to speak. But they wouldn't work because Brett's a messy chick and Johnny kind of really isn't. And, he's a little germaphobe because, he takes 3 shots a day. Whereas Bao and Ryan, they both like to do adventurous stuff. So I think maybe friends-wise, maybe I'm looking too much into the romance part. But friends-wise, I think Bao and Ryan will make great friends, and maybe Brett and Johnny could make cordial friends, acquaintances, something. I don't know. I'm just trying to get through this to get through the real climax of the episode. So Brett and Ryan, they sit down to talk, and they're trying to figure out where they go from here. Brett is asking Ryan why he thought they were going to sleep in the same room. Ryan said he was trying to be an adult about it, but I'm just like, what in you guys sleeping in the same bedroom on the retreat as opposed to the apartment to make you being an adult about it? If the girl don't want to sleep in the same bed with you, she don't want to sleep in the same bed with you. If you, because it, listen, Spice said it best. If you ain't trying to claim me in private, what makes you think I'm gonna claim you in public? So if you ain't trying to claim me and sleep in the same bed in our own apartment, what makes you think I want to sleep in the same bed with you in a damn retreat? Not gonna happen, Ryan. So he ain't trying to listen to what he had to say, Brett. She goes on a tangent, says she's been ignoring her own needs, and Ryan admit he fucked up, and he's still not completely giving up on the relationship. And he says his wife is amazing and she's a good person. And at the end of the whole talk, he's just like, he needs to take a shot. Brett laughs, and I guess they go take a shot. And I'm just like, so are you guys cool now? And I'm just like, Ryan, you said you're not completely out of the giving up, and I'm just like, why not? Like, we're gonna see next episode. You already on dating apps and stuff, so you might as well just be done with the relationship. Before you even go trying to figure something out and something else out to get in someone else's puss, you might as well just wrap it up right then and there. So shoot. Can you see how over this season I am already? A lackluster review. Victoria, this is not you. This is for today. So we move on to Zach and Michaela. They go sit down to talk. Zach thinks he's been trying. Michaela doesn't think he's been trying. And I don't think Zach's been trying. And I think Michaela was trying until she kind of checked out. So she's not really trying her hardest either. But I was very confused with this scene because it seems like from what Zach was saying is that him and Michaela, off camera of course, agreed that they were going to divorce after the decision day and then take a little bit of a break, but then try to, work on building something again, I guess dating without the big title of marriage attached to it. I think that's what Zach was trying to say. I don't know. He was confusing me in this scene. But then obviously Michaela was going a little bit crazy on this scene. So they were talking and Zach made mention that marriage with her, not marriage itself, but marriage with Michaela is harder than he thought it would be. So Michaela, as he's talking and the camera's panning to Michaela, I don't know, there was a little look in her eye that I was just like, this is making me a little nervous. I even put in the on Twitter, I'm just like, all right, guys, you guys need to board up your windows because this is from the look in her eyes. I'm like, okay, this is when they letting you know on the news a storm is coming. You better start preparing, start getting your waters, your jugs of waters, your cases of waters, get your flashlights, get your boards to board up the windows because you listen, hurricane is coming. It's a couple of miles away. It's coming within the night or the next day. Okay, so you better start preparing. So that look in her eyes, that's what it gave me. And so when he said that to her, she's just like, okay, so then why are we continuing with the relationship if that's how you feel? Then Zach proceeds to say, well, if they get a divorce, it'll be a different circumstance. So they'll have to see what happens then. This is when I, shown from last week. This is when I gave you that little preview. This is when Michaela was just like, it gets, I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't. Runs off down the deck or whatever you want to call it, porch. Comes back. Even the camera people are great. Okay, the producers, the camera people are great. They stayed where they was at. They was just probably like, all right, Michaela, come back. Come back, really back in. Okay. Michaela comes back and she's just like, okay. She comes back. Zach is talking in a confessional saying, this is what he's talking about. He can't handle her reactions. And, he's questioning why he's even there because she just be blowing up and stuff. Just at the mention of him talking regularly and calmly and all that stuff. He didn't say all that. I just paraphrased. So Zach thinks he's ready for marriage. Because Michaela's just like, okay, so let me ask you this. Are you ready for marriage? Zach says, yes, he's ready for marriage. But he's not ready for marriage with Michaela. And Michaela was like, okay, well, if that's the case, then you need to get up and go. And then I think Zach was trying to oppose, but she's like, no, you get up and go. You could go. You could leave. You could leave. Zach leaves. He's like, all right. He gets up, forgets his little cell phone on the chair or whatever. So he gets his cell phone. He walks away. So, goes commercial for dramatic effect. It comes back and Michaela's kind of crying a little bit on the couch and stuff, on the patio chair, whatnot. Bao comes to speak with her about Zach, and Michaela tells her what happened. So I guess Bao's coming a little bit to Zach's defense and saying that, Michaela tells Michaela not to punish him and to keep pushing him away. Because you don't want him to go away, but you keep pushing him away. So I guess they hug and make up, but I just wanted to make mention that Michaela said that she has abandonment issues. And I'm just like, all right, Michaela, you keep saying this, and that can't keep being an excuse for your reactions, because you can acknowledge that, okay, you have abandonment issues, and that causes you to react in a way that you probably don't like to react. But at the same time, if you can acknowledge that issue, Michaela, why are we not working to fix that issue? Why are we not working to fix your stuff to be better, so you don't have to feel like, okay, when something goes awry, that you have to get so dramatic and act out because of the fact that you have abandonment issues. So that can no longer be an excuse. Not that it should ever be an excuse, because if you know you have that issue, you need to be getting the help you need to fix that issue. So her saying that to me means nothing anymore, because you know you have an issue. Your family knows you have an issue. They call you Hurricane K. They don't say that for nothing, no reason. So why are we not doing the proper steps and whatchamacallit to get that fixed and resolved? Why are we not talking to somebody, Michaela? Why are we not, you know what I mean? So no, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. So the group gets together to play a game. Of course, Brett's in charge. She's the teacher and whatnot. So she got to be like, all right, guys, let's play a game. They're going to play Married at First Sight, most likely 2. I'm not going to go through each and every one because it wasn't that important. I'm just going to highlight some of them that I thought was funny. Excuse me. They voted Johnny as most likely to end in rehab. I guess there was an instance where Zach said the night before or whatever, Johnny then did a little and everybody laughed, and I'm just like, Johnny, let me find out you doing something. Let me find out, Johnny. Is that the reason why you're so skinny? No? Okay. So what else? They asked who was most likely to be the drama queen, and Bao goes into all these dramatics, and she says it's Johnny. She even drew a big crown on top of the name Johnny on her little whiteboard. That's cute. I kind of laughed a little bit because, he's a drama queen. That is, from this season, Johnny is a drama queen. And I guess the next one was who's the most likely to be petty? A few people said Rachel, but other few people said Mckayla. Gill was like, even Mckayla seems like the type of person who's going to take the batteries out the smoke detector. And I'm like, you saying that because Zach done probably told y'all she done took the seasoning when she done left the house, when he was recapping what happened with him or her. So he was like, oh yeah, so you didn't want to say specifically the seasonings, so you said the batteries out the smoke detector. But she probably would do that too, and she admitted it. So I'm just like, what else is new? Zach looking like, I hate that shit though. Man, that's not even funny, bro. She just be doing too much, because they just had the argument earlier that day, so he's just over at this point. And he said in a confessional he considers her behavior category 5. So this is when we get to the climax of the episode. I don't know if this will be the climax of the season, but definitely the climax of the episode. Okay. Everyone's getting ready for bed. I thought everyone was, but it seems like it was just Johnny and Bao. They went in their separate bedrooms to go sleep, and Mckayla and Zach went to bed. So Mckayla and Zach, they're talking in bed, and Zach is saying the conversation that him and her had earlier that day was unacceptable. But I guess Mckayla was trying to explain, her and Bao did have a discussion right after that discussion with him and her. and she just felt so much better after it. But you know how Zach is when he's in his feels, and when he feels some type of way, he doesn't care that she's over it and she's like coming to terms and amends with it. He still feels the type of way, so he's not going to be better until, it takes him a long time to get over stuff. And I'm just like, nigga, then you don't need to be in a damn marriage. Not saying that he's invalid for feeling how he feels with the way Mckayla be acting, but at the same time, if you already know, once again, if you know you're a person that takes a while to get over shit, you might need to work on that, because you got to just think of which battle should I, pick and choose your battles, so to speak. Are you going to let this one thing cause you to be mad for a couple of days? Or if it's a deal breaker, you don't need to be in a relationship. I did say that early on in the season with him and Michaela. So if these are things that are deal breakers, you don't need to be here. But if these are things you could probably get over, why are you holding a grudge for so long to the point where it's going to just cause riffraff in your relationship to begin with? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm exhausted. So he calls Michaela two different Michaelas, because the way she be acting one way, then she be flipping the next. And, I guess he just was like, you know what, let's just sleep on it. He's over a little bit. He's like, let's just sleep on it. So I guess that gets Michaela in her feels a little bit. So she's just like, I don't want to ride with you. And, I don't want to go back home with you. So, I'm just going to find someone to just take me home. I will find a ride home. And then Zach's just like, no, I don't want you to just leave. I'm the one who drove us here. So, I'm going to be the one to drive us back. And Michaela's like, no, I don't want to ride back with you tomorrow. I don't. So then Zach's just like, all right, so if you're not going to ride back with me home, I might as well just leave tonight. So Michaela was like, okay, then you could go home. And Zach was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're not riding with me to go home, I might as well. And then Michaela's just like, cutting him off. No, you could go home. You could go home. And then Zach is keep trying to defend himself. She's like, go home now. Like, bye, Felicia. Why you still go? And I'm just like, but do you want him to go, Michaela? Goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial. And Michaela, she's just like, no, you need to go home. I guess they kind of discussed that Zach was able to come up or explain his reasoning of what he was trying to say. And I guess Michaela was like, oh, okay, I didn't, I misunderstood what you said. But then I guess got in that mindset of like, no, I'm still going to go home with someone else. At first she said she was going to go home with him, but then she's going to go home with someone else. So then, now in her mindset again, she's going home without Zach. She's not riding home with Zach. So she calls her sister to come pick her up the next day to go home. And I guess Zach gets annoyed. He takes the phone from Mckayla and tries to explain to the sister what done happened. But you know how Zach is. When he gets a little nervous, he's stuttering. So he's stuttering all over the place, trying to explain to the sister what happened. And he was like, literally 10 minutes ago, she was saying she was going to go home with me. Michaela was like, did I say that? So then the producers, they rewind the whole scene to 10 minutes ago where she did say, she's like, okay, I misunderstood what you said. So yeah, we'll ride home with you. So in this instance, I'm thinking, is Mckayla, is she bipolar or something? Because you said you wasn't going to go home with him. But then when he explained himself, he said, okay, you misunderstood, so you're going to go home with him. To now, 10 minutes later, saying you're not going to go home. Like, what is... Mckayla got a ticky, boom, boom. We all know this by now. So I'm just like, what is happening? What is going on? And the sister, I feel like the sister was just like, okay, I don't understand what's going on. And... So Zach is over at this point. He is just done. And he's like, he gets up, he starts packing his bag. He's just like, I'm just going to go home. So then that's when Michaela's just like, no, don't go home. Just, I just think it's just, you're acting real irrational right now. You just need to sleep it off. Just come to bed, just go to sleep. And then, it's nighttime. It's unsafe to just be driving home like that. So maybe tomorrow morning, with a clear head, you could drive home, in the morning where it's light outside. Zach was like, nah, you want me to sleep? I appreciate you for, thinking about me and being concerned, but I'm still gonna go home. And by this point, I the cameras are outside of the room because it was inside the room, but I guess now they're outside of the room. And you just hear Michaela and Zach, they're just bickering and whatnot's behind a closed door. They open the door. Zach walks out with his bag and his hat on. Bows peeking through the her bedroom door, trying to see what's going on. And Zach's walking to the exit, the front door. Michaela comes out, grabs his shit. Because first she opened the door and it's like, okay, we'll go. But then I guess he's walking away and then she grabs his shit, brings it back to the room, throws it in the room, and just like, you ain't going nowhere. I don't know if she slammed the door after Zach walked back in the room or before. But Zach goes back in the room to get his shit, walk out again. Michaela's going after him. Val looking through the people. Well, not really the people, because you see her full face through the crack of the door. And she's just so shocked. She's like, oh my gosh, I've never seen Mckayla and Zach like this before. Like, this is crazy. She looking a little scared and nervous. Zach goes out and tells everybody, like, all right, y'all, I'm about to head out, what I'm saying? Me, Michaela, we not really doing good. I'm about to head on out. So he's going to his car. Michaela comes out, because everybody's kind of just like, what? Because everybody's just chilling outside and whatnot. And Michaela comes, I don't know if she was, like, blocking the car from him leaving or whatnot, but Zach at this point, he just wants to go home. So he's just like, please, can I go? Please, like, he's begging Michaela at this point. Can I go home, please? And Michaela just walks off. So Zach is like, okay, thank you. All right, guys, peace. So he gets in the car and he's about to drive away. But before he's about to drive away, Michaela's now going at it with Ryan, saying, can you go with him? Can you get in the car and go with him? Ryan, I'm just like, why are you doing this? Ryan's just like, yeah, I'm going to go with him. Yeah, I'm going with him. I'm going with him. And she's like, all right, then get in the car. Then get in the car, Ryan. You're going to go. Then get in the car. Ryan didn't get in the car. Ryan knew he was not going to go. Michaela knew he was going to go. America knew Ryan wasn't going to go. But, Zach was able to get in the car and pull out. Okay? So, Michaela was like, okay, if you was going to go with him, why don't you get in the car? So, Ryan's just like, well, he's a grown-ass adult. If he wants to leave, he can leave. I can't force him to stay. So then Michaela walks away. Ryan's just like, he was okay until you done came down. I'm like, Ryan, what you talking about? He was leaving when he walked out. So what do you mean he was okay? He was going to leave regardless. If he was talking to y'all or not. Okay, but whatever. So he's like, oh, he was okay until this happened. And then she's walking off. Like I said, she already done walked off. Ryan looking over at her, looking at her walk away like. And then, listen, he didn't stay. He just looked at her. But I'm just going, in my head, I felt like as he was watching Michaela walk away, he was probably like, you're crazy, bitch. That's what I took from the way Ryan was looking at her walk away, like, crazy ass bitch. So he walked into the darkness. Then that's when the camera pans to Michaela going a little cray in the house, going a little crazy. Okay? She walked in, you just see the camera in the corner of the room or whatever, the living room, whatnot. She done flipped over the bench and just like, I don't know, possessively walked over the bench, goes into the game room, does one shove and done distorted the playing boards. Okay, what was it? I don't know what these games called. I can't think of it off the dome, but you saw it. If you watch it, you saw it. One little shove done distorted the little playing tables and whatnot. The other game thing that was over there, she done shook the table and went into the room that her and Zach previously shared. Of course, the camera person going after the. Okay, we going to. We see. First off, she was just. Crystal wasn't there. Crystal, the producer, was waiting for her. And I don't know if she was trying to talk to her or something, but the camera people try to go in. And as soon as Michaela seen the camera people, you already know what done happened. She's like, get out! Get out! Crazy look in her eyes. Her eyes a little bit glazed over, a little bit red and pink from crying probably and stuff. Or probably just from being crazy too, because crazy people, their eyes get red and shit. So that's probably what's happening too. I should probably change the light to how red. Let me change the light so you can see how red it is. To how Michaela's eyes was. This red. This is Michaela's eyes. She was like it was red. She was upset. Okay. Get out. Get out. Get out. Slam the door shut. And as we go to commercial. Goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes and it's the next morning, and Bow's letting us know in the confessional. Should I put it back to the regular color? It goes to the next morning. So let's for dramatic effect. I think let's go this. All right, it's the next morning. Okay, let's put it to the white lights. Okay, it's the next morning. And Bao lets us know that Mckayla came crying to her after Zach done left and explained to her what's been going on. And I don't know if we got a resolution of how Mckayla's feeling, but her sister Dunn came and picked her up the next morning, so she done left. And Bao, she feels bad for them, and I guess the whole group, they get together for breakfast to talk about what done happened. Johnny was in my head. He didn't even know what the hell happened. He said he heard glass breaking, but just thought everybody was just, partying and having a good time that night. So they fill him in what happened between Zach and Mckayla. And, they just discussing about everything that happened. And I guess things that happened previously before the couple's retreat. And Gill lets us know, or lets the females know that, oh, yeah, they had a little thing going on where he left the house and she didn't want him to leave, but she didn't really verbalize that she didn't want him to leave. So she got her things and left and took the seasonings, all that stuff. But I was just like, well, she didn't tell me that. Of course she didn't, because usually when people relay what done happened, they usually make themselves look better and not worse. So of course she's not going to tell you about, especially of all people. So now, especially the allegations we know now about, like, she ain't going to tell you that. So, Gill was just like, that's the problem with, some females. And then I love the fact that Brett was like, and men too. Like, Gill, don't just put this on a female, because men do it sometimes too, where it's like, you say one thing, but you mean a whole different thing. Like, no, say what you mean to me, what you say. And that was great advice, Gill, but not just for the females, men too. Okay, ain't no gender in this bitch. Just depends on the person. So Gill makes some joke. I laughed. He was like, and then there was 8. And then Brett makes mention like, oh, this was the, original 8 from the honeymoon, because obviously Zach had COVID and Mckayla had to go back to Houston. So technically it was the 8 of them that was hanging out for the honeymoon. So I thought that was funny, the honeymoon crew. And these last little snippets of the episode, Rachel and Jose, they talk about Mckayla and Zach. So that's what we're going to talk about for the rest of the episode, I guess. And I guess that makes them reflect on their own relationship and where it's at, whatever. The couples do one more activity before heading on back home after, before they leave the retreat. They go see baby goats. And the couples are still talking about Mckayla and Zach. Ryan made mention when they was driving over there that he was glad that the focus was on others. And I'm just like, okay, like, the focus was ever focused on you and Brett. There's nothing to focus on. Y'all don't even talk. So there was nothing to focus with you guys anyway. So what you talking about, right? Like, shut up. But I guess he said he's hopeful for his marriage with Brett. And I'm like, I ain't hopeful. For what? The only thing I'm hopeful for at this point with you, Ryan, and your current wife, Brett, is that you guys could just be cool, cordial, and friends after this. That's about it. And then Bao and Johnny talk about being on the same page and keeping it lighthearted. And I'm like, who cares? Bao was like, this is the first time they're solidly on the same page about something. And they're just going to keep it like that and go go from there. I'm like, are you guys gonna try to work things out or no? Because if you're not, then you're wasting our time at this point. This is where the episode ends. Next week, anything I took from the previews. No, other than Michaela said she still loves Zach, and I'm just like, please don't do this again. Please, no. We're not gonna do, no. We're not doing this, Michaela. We're not doing. That's all I really took from it. Michaela still loves Zach. You can still love him, but not to the point where you guys are trying to make amends and be together again. Because I can't do this no more. This is episode 14. I cannot not do this no more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for getting through this first half lackluster review and sticking through it with me to the end. Because if you still watching, you a real one. I appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Now, T Blue B, I'm waiting for your comments. I'm waiting. And everybody else too, if you want to comment. T Blue B. Girl, let me know what you guys thought. I'll see you for the next one in episode. Bye, guys.